I knew from the beginning that I wanted to have some animation in Neighbors to reference Sam's creative process as a graphic novelist. The idea behind the animation would be that you're looking at illustrations from Sam's new work. But the animation wasn't in my original script. We talked about it and decided to see how things progressed in the making of the film and see how some animated sequences could work organically within the overall context. We thought there might also be an opportunity to have the animation fill in and supplement some of the film's narrative.
Are you depressed?
And that's exactly what happened.
Do I look depressed?
Brainstorming the animation was a completely democratic process, with Jennifer, Judy, Travis, the editor, and I all throwing out ideas. This was often a pretty fun free-for-all. There are 10 animated sequences. In this particular sequence, which is late in the movie, we wanted to design a piece of animation to get Sam and Mary from the Bigfoot Lodge back home. In addition to the physical journey, there was also some emotional distance to travel as well, to indicate that Sam and Mary's conversations continued long and deeply into the night. So we needed the animation to create a bridge from this image of Sam and Mary at the Bigfoot Lodge to this image of Sam and Mary in bed. We started by again going to the neighborhood to take a series of photos for inspiration and guidance. Judy took photos of Jennifer and I to send to Barry, our illustrator in Brooklyn, to use to create rough sketches. We decided on 4 basic images to complete the journey. We learned early on that it helped to be as specific as we could in our instructions. And here's how the sketches looked on the original layout that Barry sent back to us. Here's the nighttime street far away. Here's the nighttime street closer. Talking on the couch, and here's talking on the bed. Once we signed off on Barry's sketches, he went to work creating the fully realized illustrations. This sketch, which we sent to our animator Una in Montreal, was marked up to show her the general movement of the animation. This shows how the markup translates to basic movement on the drawing. I also provided her a reference video indicating basic timing of the images and ideas in text form. It's important to understand, though, that the timing on the reference video might not exactly match the finished piece of animation. The animation might take a slightly longer or shorter amount of time to get the ideas across visually. At this point, that's not a problem because the movie is not yet locked. It can fluctuate in length. If the animation is slightly longer or shorter, that's not a problem. Finally, we received the very first version of the animation. This is always a time of great joy, but also of some scratching of the heads. Things you thought that would work perfectly just don't, but other opportunities arise that you hadn't even thought of. That's all part of the overall process and takes time through many, many revisions. In Final Cut Pro, you can see how the animation is placed directly over the live action on the timeline. Parts of the animated images are transparent. This allows the live action image below it to show through. Because the live action is mostly handheld camera work, which is always moving, the animation has to motion track and match the camera movement coming out of and going back into the live action. This is the finished animated sequence in the movie. Here's tons of thanks to Barry and Una for this beautiful piece of work.